Welcome to the Cruising is Life podcast. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or just starting out, we have something for everyone. So sit back, relax, and get ready to set sail with us on the Cruising is Life podcast.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cruising is Life podcast. We're back again with another very exciting episode as we do our review of our recent cruise here on Liberty of the Seas. We're joined by Justin, as always, with our normal co-host. How's it going, buddy? Yep. Back to work after a fun weekend. But it was, so I guess starting off, like, what was your overall thoughts? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, dang it. I did it again. I muted you. Here you go. Hi, Justin.
Oh my god. Thanks. So
Thank you, chat, for catching that for me.
this is Brandon doesn't like when I talk.
That's
so he
2
just
weeks in a
needs to-
row.
Anyways, I thought the cruise was great. The food was, I mean, I don't eat anything. I only eat chicken tenders and tater tots, but the food was good. And we went with all our friends, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for real. And he's not joking when he says all he eats is the hash browns and chicken fingers. That's literally all
True.
he eats.
And
At least
occasionally a
I try.
hamburger.
Occasionally a hamburger.
I did the hamburger.
We did go to Johnny Rockets the first night, which is really nice.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, I mean, like you said, it's Liberty is an older ship, and which is kind of weird to think about because to me, Liberty was one of the big brand new ships, when I was growing up and things like that. So
Right.
It's weird to think of her now as an older ship. Not that Freedom and Independence aren't older ships either, but the two of them. If my cat will stop chewing on stuff. But she's the only one in that class that's not upgraded yet.
Right, and I think, at least compared to when we went a year and a half ago, she's starting to show her age. Not much, but there's certain areas where I'm like, oh, you kind of notice it. But I mean, the ship
Right.
overall is pretty. It's still in pretty decent condition.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it is weird because, I did notice that compared to the last time. There were a few, minor things. Overall, I would say it wasn't much different than the last time we were on it. There were a few things here and there, like it seems like it's kind of due for a carpet change and things like that.
Yeah.
Elevators are a little slow. The one thing, I've noticed this both times we're on it, and this only pertained to embarkation day. So when I make this comment here, don't take it for the whole cruise. But I noticed both times we sailed on that ship, the AC was not on throughout the ship until we left port. As soon as we dropped lines, AC was pumping through that thing. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
was really weird. It was very, just, warm and stuffy inside the ship. But once we started setting sail, it was completely fine. And it was fine in port and everything like that. Just a weird
Right.
thing I picked up on. I haven't noticed that on any other ship. But, again, it's only
Yeah, it
while
was-
you're getting on.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember it last time, but also that was a year and a half ago. But I did notice it this time. Like you said, it was warm, but our stateroom was cold. Our stateroom was very cold, which was nice. So
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder why they do that. It's interesting, especially being down in Fort Lauderdale. It's always hot down there.
Right. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe when it's up in New York, that's a different thing and stuff like that. But very,
Right.
very weird. It's just something I've noticed. My mom is actually in the chat. My mom is actually in the chat. They're going on Liberty in September, right after we get off the Glory, and they're going on the 9-night out of New York.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. But to answer your question, Mother, she is not going to dry dock before I think she's due for a dry dock next year.
Yeah, I think so, but definitely not before you go.
Definitely not before you go, which is kind of, I guess, that stinks. But at the same time, the ship honestly is in really good shape. I've noticed, the carpet looks old, but other than that, there's really nothing overly wrong with the ship that I've noticed in particular.
Right. Yeah. No, there was nothing that stood out.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Yeah. No, it was
I've
for not having a
noticed.
dry dock since for a long time. She looks good.
Yeah, I've noticed that Royal really takes care of their ships, whether they're brand new or older. I mean,
Right.
there are some cruise lines where, if the ship is on a certain itinerary, if the ship is on, or just past a certain age, if it's not the big flagship anymore, it just kind of gets forgotten about. It kind of turns into what the Carnival Vista was. Not to point out the Vista in particular, or Carnival in particular, but there are
Right.
some cruise lines that just kind of let stuff go once it's older, starting to get closer to a dry dock, like the Vista, because the Vista looked awful. I mean, that was bad before it went out
Yeah.
to dry dock, but now it's beautiful. That's one of the best looking ships in the fleet.
Right. And again, not to call out Carnival, but they also did the same thing. Right. I get it. COVID didn't help, but leading
Mhm.
up to COVID, they were not painting the ships like because it was before they had that blue
Mhm.
hull art.
Mhm.
And you can see, I mean, even some of my sailaways, like sailaway videos from Miami, the Conquest going out, it was more rust than white paint, and that was because they knew that they were going to paint all the ships like that.
Mhm.
So they kind of just let them go.
Right. And I've noticed that the blue also kind of helps them in that aspect because it kind of hides it a little bit better.
Yeah, for
Rust doesn't
sure.
really stand out too much on the blue. But anyway, transitioning away from Carnival though, I mean,
Yes.
it's that's one thing I do like about Royal, and that's one thing that I've noticed that they do is that they really take care of all their ships regardless of the age or where it's at. Like when Oasis is up in like New York, and she'll come down, like she gets a little rusty, but overall it
Hmm.
looks like she's in really good shape, things like that. But that's also because she's on the Port Canaveral runs. But
Right.
yeah, I've never really noticed an older Royal Caribbean ship being in bad shape or being, not taken good care of.
Yeah, no, Royal Caribbean is really good,
Hmm.
and they take pride, and they take pride in it in
Oh,
keeping their ships.
absolutely.
You know, uh, like you said, even some of the older ships, like when I toured Serenade, I mean, she's a much older ship, and
Hmm.
she looked really good, on the inside and outside.
Right.
Just I don't even know what you would like how to explain on the interior, but just like it just I don't know. Everything was just kept up. There wasn't like broken railings or torn up carpets or like stains or anything. So they take pride in keeping up their ships.
Right. Yeah, and they do a very good job of it. So, overall, despite the lack of dry dock or, the dry dock coming up within the next year, but still, being one of those older ships with a lack of a dry dock recently, it's still in very good shape overall. The service I noticed was very good. The Johnny Rockets, when that was really the only like sit down service that we had, but the Johnny Rockets people were all very attentive, and
Mhm.
always there to help us out and jumped right up whenever we were walking in. When we
Yep.
went for our nightly milkshakes, they were always right there. Quick and easy in and out. So overall, the service was really good. Even the buffet was very clean. The buffet food was very good.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's hit or miss. The buffet food was very good, and they had chicken tendies.
that was the best part, and they had it
Oh,
every day.
yeah. Usually they don't have that every day.
Right.
I know that's kind of like
Like I think
a dumb thing to
I
get
think when I
excited
was
about is the chicken tendies, but
yeah,
that's who we are.
but I think like when we went on adventure, couple whatever how long ago, 2019. I think they
Hmm.
only had it in the Windjammer like one day, and it was at like the end.
Yeah, they didn't
So
have it every
seeing
day
it
on
every day
Allure.
was great.
Yeah,
Yes, no, I don't. Did they even have it at all?
they definitely did on the Allure at least 1 or 2 days,
At
but
least,
not every day.
yeah.
Same with Freedom. So that was cool. I liked it. I wasn't gonna complain about
Yes,
that for sure.
A plus.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then so I guess to walk through it all, starting out with Embarkation Day. So we left out of Fort Lauderdale, which was always a really really fun experience. I don't sail out of there very often. I know you've sailed out of there quite a bit in the past. We sailed out of Terminal 19, which is that one that's kind of like in the corner ish. That
Yes.
was actually not my first time sailing out of there. I sailed out of there on Costa Magica of all ships, way long time ago, back in like 2007. So it was really cool to like sail out of there again in a way, but overall, cool stuff.
Yep.
Pretty quick and easy through the terminal, which is nice.
Yeah, for a much older terminal, which is basically a warehouse, like put it this way, if you walk into a Home Depot or a Lowe's, take out all the shelving and all the product and just have the building, that's what Terminal 19 is. And that's what a few of the terminals in Fort Lauderdale are. That's
Yeah.
basically what it is. But for a terminal that's like that, I mean, we were on board, I think by timestamp, put it at 11 minutes from walking in to being on the gangway. So, and
Yeah.
getting off was even faster. Oh no, we went out at 18. Never mind.
Yeah, we got off out of 18. Which getting off out of 18, we were just a little sluggish that morning, but
Right.
overall, I mean, we got on and off or off the ship pretty easy on debark day. We just had to make that little bit of a walk because we parked at 19.
Yeah, it could have been worse though. It really wasn't that bad of a walk.
It could have been like 29 the last time we sailed on it.
Oh, that was awful.
Liberty does not sail at a terminal 29 anymore, to my knowledge. So do not worry about this when I'm when I say this. But when we
Yes.
sailed out of 29 back in 2022, we sailed out of 29, which is even worse, smaller than 19. There's no
Yeah.
parking lot nearby, so we parked in the same parking lot.
Yes.
So that parking lot outside of 19, but that is the complete opposite end of the port. So we had to take a bus. We had to shuttle over to 29, get on the ship, which was not that bad. But getting off the ship,
going there
was
good.
getting off the ship, there was 4,000 other people trying to get on 3 different buses going to 3 different parking lots, and nothing was labeled. None of the buses were labeled or where they were going. Nobody knew where they were, what line they were in. It
rained.
it did rain. It legitimately took us getting off the ship itself took about maybe 15 minutes, but once we got into the terminal, from the terminal to the car, it took about 2 hours.
Yeah, the customs line took forever because they were not doing facial recognition.
Yes.
Which they are doing now. So if you're sailing, you're
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the once we got outside, there was like 2 different lines that no one knew where they started because they kind of like intersected each other. Yeah, then it rained. Then the buses were like extremely infrequent. I mean, by the time we were probably the last ones, one of the last groups to get on the bus.
Yeah, we really were. It was rough, but again, that was a one-off thing. We were also over in 29 only because Harmony was coming into 18. I don't think they had tried putting the 2 ships there yet, but it works.
Right.
Somehow,
But I think they did like shortly after.
miraculously, that actually fits with the 2 of them there. But it was
Yep.
always a tight fit
Crazy.
when I saw the Conquest sitting there at 19. But it is what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah,
Whatever.
but yeah, that was our chaos in the first time we sailed on her. But this time around, it was much better and much easier.
A plus.
So yeah, we got on the ship, had our good old Windjammer buffet, did the muster drill. Food again was very good. Then just kind of walked around the ship, hung around, and had a good time. One thing that was really weird is that we originally had a inside room on deck 12,
Yes.
all the way in across the hall from our original cabin like 2 years ago, which was kind of cool. But they said, "Oh, we're giving you an upgrade," and they upgraded us down to a promenade view down on deck 8. And lo and behold, when we get down there, we did not have a promenade view.
But we were still on deck 8.
Yes, I didn't understand. Like we made like the turn down the hallway, and we're like, "Oh, the promenade's the other way." And then we kept going down the hall. We opened up the door, and we're like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but whatever.
Yeah, but having a standard, interior cab, it was weird because we hadn't done that in a while.
Right,
We
yeah, it was
we
weird.
have that on several upcoming cruises. We have inside cabins, which is fine. I don't really mind. Honestly, we didn't really spend a whole lot of time in the cabin.
No, definitely not. So
Like-
it was like I said, it was fine.
Yeah, like when I was driving home on Monday, I literally thought to myself like, yeah, we had an inside cabin, but honestly, we legitimately did not spend a whole lot of time there. Like we slept there at the end of the day, and that was about it.
That was it. I mean, once we left in the morning, I mean, besides maybe to go back and change or charge our stuff for a few minutes, that was it.
Yeah, we were go like the entire weekend. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were also drinking the whole weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. My mom's here. We don't talk about that.
Oh,
My mom's. My parents are
we
watching.
we definitely did not drink. But
No, 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 no,
no,
no, no,
no
no.
drinking. That's just a joke. Just a joke, Mr. and Mrs. Barker.
No, it was. We had a great time though. Our room was very nice, and again, it was ice cold inside the room too, which was good. You know, sometimes it's hit or miss. I know you had a lot of problems on Epic with your.
But it was like the sun.
Yeah, for real. Brady in the chat says they drink virgin pina coladas.
That's
Obviously.
right. I drank virgin Jack and Cokes as well.
But yeah, you had a lot of problems with your cabin on the Epic, and which Liberty is an older ship than Epic, and our room was in much better shape than that.
Yes.
That was good.
Indeed.
That was good. Yeah, nice. It was pretty spacious too. I mean, there was really I don't think there was anything wrong with our cabin at all.
No, I thought it was great. I mean, for the amount of time we used it for, it was perfect.
Again, we really didn't spend a whole lot of time in there. So, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. What other cruises do we have with inside cabins? We have.
What do we have on Oasis?
I think we might have an inside on Oasis. And then I think a lot of our 2025 cruises, like I know Venezia, we definitely do, and I think the second Glory and Freedom, we also have insides.
That's fine.
We also cheaped out on those, but
Good.
we cheaped out on those just because we were going to Celebration Key.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So then at that point, we kind of just hung around until about sail away. Actually, Alex had I guess speaking of staterooms, Alex, one of the friends that we sailed with, she had one of the spacious, like ocean view balconies, which is really nice. It did seem bigger than the average balcony. It seemed maybe a little bit longer.
It was.
But her room was really nice, and that was actually like 2 from the back.
Yeah,
too.
she had one. She wasn't right, like you said. She wasn't right on the curve, but they were like the second or first or whatever, right at the end.
Yeah, which is funny because we've had the exact opposite where we were 2 from the bridge on the opposite side of the ship, like on the port side, and then she was like 2 from the back on the starboard side. So it was like 2 completely different ends.
Right.
Which is cool. But yeah, that was a really cool room. And then the other guys who are not here tonight, they had a ocean view window cabin, which is really cool. I have not been inside of a ocean view cabin in so long. Other than the one that we had on Liberty the first time around. But I don't really count that.
That was like right at the top.
that was a premium ocean view cabin.
Yeah, you talk about a window cabin. The whole wall was a window.
That was probably I've stayed in suites in the past, and that's still one of my favorite cabins that I've ever stayed in. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Floor to ceiling window, wall to wall. Like you, there's even a video of me filming you, and you're just like sitting in the window, like X pattern, like with your arms and legs, and just like waving your arms around, and like you're not even taking up half the window.
Classic. And I'm a big boy.
But yeah, it was a good time. That was a very cool room too. But then Sailaways was really fun. Was it one of the pilots that you worked the Ascent with? Or I know it wasn't Kate, but it was somebody else.
It was, I believe it was the guy that we picked up from the Dream, like after we got off the Ascent.
Okay.
I think it was him.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Good planning.
Apartment tour.
So yeah, that was really cool. One really neat thing I noticed, and that was actually something I've never seen happen before, but our pilot, there's a cargo ship coming in, and our pilot literally climbed off of our ship, and the pilot boat took him over, like, about a quarter mile over, and he walked up the ladder of another ship and brought that ship in.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That was cool.
That was really, really neat. But right after that, pretty much went back to the rooms and got ready for our of course, Embarkation Day special, our tradition. We went to, in this case, we went to Johnny Rockets instead of Playmakers.
Yeah.
That was one thing. I mean, of course, it's going to happen whenever it gets updated, but I do miss going to Playmakers. We haven't had that in a long time since Freedom.
Yeah.
It's been like a year.
Well, I don't know how to drink water. We'll have it on Oasis. I'm excited for that.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited for that. I'm
And
excited.
it's on the boardwalk.
Did you so actually so with Oasis being like, the ship that started it kind of for me, or like kind of that ship that like, has a lot of sentimental value because it's kind of what got me interested in cruise ships and got me started. That cruise that we're doing on Oasis is going to be number 50 lifetime for me.
Damn.
That's
awesome.
That's like the perfect ship to do that.
For real.
Like it wasn't even intentional. Like we booked the
No, it
Venezia.
wasn't.
The Venezia originally got booked, and we're like, "Oh, sweet, cruise number 50's like and been booked. We're ready to go." And then like 2 days later, we booked the Oasis too. So we're like, "All right, well that's number 50 now."
Whoopsies.
But yeah, I'm excited to finally go back to Playmakers whenever we get the chance. We never did that on Icon. I noticed. I've just remembered.
Where is it on Icon?
It's right underneath Surfside.
Gotcha.
So like in Surfside, there's like that little upper area. It's literally just like a closet of a gift shop at the top, but then you go down like a little set of stairs and you get the normal Surfside area. But as you get off of those stairs, it like spins and takes you down another flight of stairs, and it's at the bottom.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a really interesting layout. The weird thing about Icon is that the ice skating rink is in the very back, and the only way in and out is through Playmakers.
Interesting.
It was really weird.
I wonder if that's something. I don't know if they'd be able to. I wonder if that's something they'll fix on Star.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a very weird location to put both of those things together. Like, of course, when you're trying to, all the waiters coming around and things like that with food, and of course, people just trying to have dinner, and got very congested in there.
Agreed.
But yeah, as of right now, the Playmakers location on the Freedom class ships on Liberty is a Pixels photo gallery.
Yes.
Which we did get pictures.
Yeah, we did.
we didn't have the ones that we wanted to buy, but
Nah, he messed up. He missed a cute moment.
So fun. So this is just Justin and I are a bunch of idiots. We're a bunch of clowns, and we joke around a lot. And so jokingly, jokingly, one time I like turned my head and made the little like the kissing sound effects, and out of habit, we didn't connect.
No, we did not.
We did not connect. But he turned around thinking I was Rachel just out of habit, and the photographer got it.
I did.
And that wasn't the only time that happened throughout that cruise.
No, it happened twice.
That was the funniest thing. Yeah, it happened twice, which is the funniest part.
Habit, man.
Not once, but twice.
Classic.
We're a bunch of clowns. We joke around way too much.
We love it though. That's what
made it fun.
Cruises fun.
It was very funny. It was a funny moment. The fact that the photographers thought it was hilarious. So like, oh my god. Like we had that one guy in Coco Cay that was taking the pictures of us.
He was loving it.
Oh, he was cracking up. He was on the floor. He was laughing so. Yeah. Do you have those pictures with you?
Yeah. If you give me like 1 second, I'll go get them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we had a big group of us. There was there's 5 of us on the podcast last week. We had Jerry, Tyler, Caleb, and me and Justin. The other 3 could not make it tonight, unfortunately. Just it's not often that we can get everybody at once, but yeah, it was a good time. So we have pictures of us all, in the Hideaway Beach, which we'll get to later. We did the Hideaway Beach in Coco Cay, and yeah, it was a really good time. But overall, the ship was really, again, the ship was, I'm just trying to ramble while he's coming up. There he is. But yeah, the ship was in really good shape. Anyways, there he is.
All right.
For those who are listening or watching the playbacks of this, you can see it on video. If you're listening to it, I'm sorry. You can't see these quality photos.
they might be in reverse and the camera quality sucks, but you'll get a general idea. So that's the. Oh, excuse me.
Come on, bud.
That's the Coco K one.
Love it.
Kind of a bad picture, but then this is.
I like
when
the
we
ships
were
in the background, though.
Yeah, that's the best part. And then this was in the new Hideaway Bay.
Yes, that was so much fun, by the way.
Yes,
For,
that was a lot
for
of
reasons,
fun.
but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's just say we had a little show. And then this was, excuse me, this was boarding day.
Yeah, of course I had to rep my Icon of the Seas t-shirt on boarding day.
Of course, because we just love Icon of the Seas.
It was a great time.
So yeah,
Those
pictures.
are our photos. You got to get copies of those made. I want to put those on my apartment somewhere.
I will. I wanna scan them to post them, and then I'll just send them over.
Okay, bet.
Hey,
That'd
your
be-
dad can scan these, right? These pictures. Yeah, we'll do that.
Sweet.
All right, podcast.
Liberty
of the Sea.
Birds has a quick question. When is our Oasis cruise? That is in November of this year. It's our final
November
2024 cruise.
7th
I think.
or the 10th?
Something like that. It's like
The
early.
3-night. Yeah. Here, I'll tell you.
So Oasis is going on to this
Yeah,
6
November
and 8.
7th.
Okay. Yeah, Oasis is going on to 6 and 8 nights this fall and winter season. But this is the first cruise back, like, from Europe. So what they're doing is they're doing a 3-night to put it in on a Sunday to where they can do the 6 and 8 nights. But
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be going on Oasis again.
And we have a pretty decent lineup, too. Not the first day, not in Fort Lauderdale. I think we just have the Eclipse with us the first day. But then Nassau is pretty decent. I think we have Allure and Coco. And then when we're back, we have like Rhapsody, Reflection, and like Beyond or something.
Right.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah, and we have 5 cruises. You have the same amount, right? You have 3 left this year?
Yes.
Yes. So we've already completed 2 cruises. Both we did the first one separate. He did Epic. I did Icon.
Yes.
And pretty much, honestly, like everything that we have booked right now is together. I think, other than
Utopia, but
Utopia,
we're both going on it. Yeah.
we're both going just on different times. But yeah,
Right.
we're literally like everything that we have right now booked is booked together, which is nice. I like it.
Literally.
I love that. I love that TikTok is like, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Literally, we're gonna experience some slight turbulence and.
And the caption is finally a pilot I can understand.
I love it. That'd be me as a cruise ship captain.
Welcome aboard, Widowy.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, on Liberty of the Seas.
Widowy.
Widowy. There was one time we're talking like idiots right now. I'm sorry, but there was one time on Icon we were going through the hallway, and this kid, like, we literally opened up the door and like stepped out of the room, and this kid was like literally grittying going down the hallway, and I turned around and looked at my sister. I go, he's literally hitting the Gwitty on Icon of the Seas.
Icon of the Seas. Oh, Widowy.
Witty. It's good stuff.
Love it.
But yeah, back on topic. Speaking of lineups, though, and actually,
Oh my God.
to quickly answer a question that just popped up, what ships are we going on together? So as of right now, we have Utopia. That one's going to be separately, but then after Utopia, we have the Glory together, and then we have the Oasis, Carnival Venezia, Carnival Glory again, Star of the Seas, Carnival Freedom, and then what's after Carnival?
Norwegian Joy.
Norwegian Joy,
Glory,
baby.
Utopia, Oasis, Venezia, Glory, Star. Yeah, Freedom.
I
Joy.
hope my parents aren't still listening to this. He's lying, Mom.
Oh well, I'm lying again.
He's lying.
I'm a liar. I'm a big liar.
But yeah, anyways, speaking of our lineups, though, we honestly weren't supposed to have a very good lineup on this cruise on Liberty. It was supposed to be just the Wish and the Elation, and then of course we
And
kind of
Nassau.
booked it. We kind of booked it to see the Odyssey and Coco Cay.
Yes.
But
Which
unexpectedly,
we did see her.
we did see that. That was really, really cool. But because all of the things going on in Haiti, it's a mess. The Carnival Magic, which wasn't going to Haiti, but I don't know why Magic was there. Carnival Magic showed up
I don't know.
unexpectedly. And we
Yeah.
had our lovely lady Symphony of the Seas showed up as well. She was actually supposed to be
Awesome.
in Labadee. That was amazing. That was the funniest thing. So Justin's a lot better at getting up in the morning than I am. So, you know, it always goes, you know, the alarm goes off, Justin gets up and he basically like physically drags me out of the bed. Like that's how he gets me up in the mornings. Like when I'm cruising with my parents, they don't keep me honest. They're like, I'm sleeping too. So I'll miss an arrival. Yeah, I usually try my best to, but sometimes actually the Icon, we kept showing up early, so I kept missing them. So like that one sucked, but yeah, like Justin literally pulls me out of bed sometimes. But so the alarm goes off and he goes, all right, we got a little bit of time. So, you know, I'll give you 15 minutes. And then, you know, 15 minutes goes by, the next alarm goes off and he goes, bro, what? Symphony's coming in. And like, because when I hear the alarm, I immediately go, nope. And then I hear Symphony's coming in and eyes still closed. Me just sits up straight. What?
Yeah, and granted, when I woke up, the first thing I do is I check marine traffic to see where everyone's at, and I saw 3 blue arrows. So us, Wish, and Elation. So I said, okay,
Right.
you know, like whatever. So I'm clicking them to see who was who. I figured we were the first one, and then the next one was Carnival Elation. Then I clicked the third one, and it said Symphony of the Seas, and I went, no way. And it was. We went out on the deck, and she was right behind Elation. And then Wish came in a little bit later. And then I don't know how we missed it because I did not see her on marine traffic. The next thing we know, we get a text from the other guys and they're like, oh, Carnival Magic's here. And it wasn't like she was pulling in, like she was already docked.
Yeah. Like
I don't know how we missed that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we were like literally sitting in the room getting our stuff together. Like I had to charge up a battery and, you know, get my camera stuff ready to go. I was like getting my backpack ready to just like walk around in the port. And we get a text from Caleb and he's like, bro, the Magic's here. And I go, the what?
And we were only in the room for like 10 minutes. Like I don't know where she came from.
Oh my God. It was crazy. Yeah, it was. She just came out of nowhere. Like,
and like I said, it wasn't like, oh,
thing.
she's pulling in now. Like, oh, no,
she was already docked. Like already docked. Like lines were out, everything. Like we don't know. I mean, I know Symphony was kind of blocking our view. She kind of towered over us. So, I mean, that probably, she probably ruined it for us. But yeah, that was the craziest thing. Speaking of Magic. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Wow.
Very bad.
I will forever and always defend a ship when when people are like, oh, there's rust on it. How could they let that happen? I will always say it's a cruise ship. It's out on the ocean. Rust is going to happen.
Yeah.
Rust can pop up within one sailing. You know,
it's true.
It's just natural. It's oxidation. It's paint. Like rust is going to happen. The Magic, that's just not. That was bad. I have never seen a ship that bad, and it's also just beat up. The ship itself is physically beat up.
Looks like a squished up soda can.
It really does.
It's so bad.
Like there is just a massive dent in the hull of the ship every 50 feet, like the whole length of the ship. And I know she had that accident recently. Like that's where it's from.
God, geez.
But like that ship looked like a crushed up, rusted out Coke can.
Yeah,
like it was
bad. I was embarrassed.
I felt so bad for the ship. Like that was, and like I mean, the ship may still be good, like interior wise. It still may be like probably the people on board had a pretty good time, I'm sure.
Of course.
But man, I have not seen a ship in that bad a shape in a long time.
Yeah,
that was bad. That was pretty bad.
I don't know if they're waiting because they have like a dry dock coming up, which I don't think they do. But she needs some TLC. She
needs a dry dock.
At least cover up the rust. I mean,
yeah. She needs to be dry docked just to repair. even if they don't repair the dents, at least just clean up the paint
Right.
to where at least it looks presentable. And, you know, like you can, with a fresh paint job, you can kind of hide a little bit of the damage,
Right.
but whew, it was bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, she needs tugs going in and out of every port. Apparently, that explains why we saw she had tugs following her all the way through the canal or not the canal, but the channel in Miami when I was on Icon.
That's great. And that was, that was
That was right after it, but yeah,
Yeah.
she was that poor ship. Again,
Yep.
I will always defend, you know, oh, rust happens, things like that, but that was pretty bad.
that's a couple weeks
She-
of neglect.
That's about a month or two of neglect. It was rough. But anyways, refocusing though. We had Symphony looked great. She was docked right next to us. She was always nice to see her again. I don't
saw a
think
guy sleeping on an air mattress on the balcony.
Oh my god, that's been like trending. That was a different ship. There's a guy
know.
there's a guy on the Allure. I think it was seen from the Anthem. But there's a guy on the
Yes.
Allure from Royal Caribbean blog that like posted like, "Oh, like is this guy a genius or an idiot?" We literally saw the same thing like 2 days earlier.
Yep.
And the funniest thing, we go, "Good morning,"
And the guy.
and the guy, huh?
He had, not only did he not know he was in port, but he also didn't know that there was another ship docked next to him because he was startled when he woke up.
Oh my
Hello?
god, it was so like we literally yelled, "Good morning,"
Hilarious. I like your air mattress.
and he literally like seconds later stood up and like just looked around like,
He
Whoa.
was confused.
yeah, he was
He
very
thought he was
confused.
gonna have a sea day.
That was I think they were supposed to.
Oh, they were.
That was the funniest
Got 'em.
thing. That was so funny. But yeah, speaking of that, in the hot topic of sleeping on your balcony, is it smart or is it stupid?
It's stupid, but it's probably pretty nice.
Honestly, like I kind of want to try it.
All right, let's do it.
One night when you're snoring really loud on the Venezia, I might have to pull the mattress out there.
You can just put me out there. I'll wake up the whole
Oh,
ship.
perfect. We'll trade off. We'll
Wait,
both.
you don't have a balcony on Venezia.
Do you want to have a balcony on Venezia?
Don't call me.
If I'm gonna call you, we're
Wait.
booking another cruise.
That's true.
A cabin upgrade is your least of your worries.
That's right.
A
We'll
cabin
look into
upgrade
it.
is your least of your worries.
We'll look into it.
Hey, we tried to book another cruise on that one, but it just
Royal Caribbean, really? $700 a person for Voyager for 4 nights? Come on, man.
yeah. We
Bad.
looked at Voyager and Wonder were way over
Did we
seven.
look at Wonder?
I think we did. We've been looking at Wonder. It was pretty overpriced too, but yeah, $700 for 4. That was the absolute cheapest rate you could get. Like we didn't even
That's
like look
per
at.
person, not total.
Yeah, we didn't filter anything. We were just trying to like see, all right, like what are we working with here, or what's our lowest rate, just to get an idea. And over $700. It was like $750 for 4
Yeah,
nights.
That was ridiculous.
If it was like the Wonder or something like that for 4 nights and $700, like I could.
Maybe.
Nothing against the
But-
Voyager. The reason we were looking is because I want to stay on the Voyager. But yeah, it's crazy. That's just way overpriced.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Well, yeah, we tried. Sorry.
Yeah, we did. We did try.
We tried. But yeah, so yeah, the new port area though in Nassau, we haven't been there since they finally finished it. What were your thoughts of it?
Right. I loved it. I it was a little smaller than I thought it was going to be. That's also just from looking at, like, you can see it from the Nassau webcam. So it felt smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I mean, it was really nice. They did a really good job with just redoing that whole little sport like strip area. Yeah, no, it was very nice. I'm glad we got to go.
Yeah, honestly, it was very, very nice through there. I was kind of surprised. I mean, like Nassau has never been the nicest port. You know, whether you do an excursion there or not, like the beautiful beaches, things like that. But the port itself has never been something to. It's never been something that's easy on the eyes. Like it's
Right.
always been pretty gross in a sense. Not,
Yeah.
it's always just kind of had like a sketchy vibe to it. But honestly, like Nassau now, honestly, I'd love to go back. I'm excited to go back on the Utopia now.
Yeah, that'll be really nice.
Like we didn't go through like any of the stores, but like I loved that little shopping area. It was very bright, colorful, very welcoming, clean.
Yep.
Like
And we had our
I've never
Cruisers
felt like,
Anonymous meeting on the grass field.
there's a video of us all like just sitting crisscross applesauce in a circle in the in the grass of that
People were
amphitheater.
like, what are these guys doing?
We looked like a bunch of clowns. I mean, like we are a bunch of clowns, but like we looked like a
Yeah.
bunch of idiots. We're literally sitting crisscross applesauce in a circle talking about cruise ships at the
Classic.
amphitheater there.
With 5 cruise ships docked in the port.
Oh my, we're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. So maybe don't go on a cruise that we're going on because you'll be like, are these really the people we watch on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was so funny.
Whew.
But yeah, that amphitheater, they should do. I mean, I know they do, but that's kind of like at night, to my knowledge. Like they should do concerts and stuff there. Like that's kind of what that area is for.
That'd be cool if like a ship stayed late, like till like midnight.
Yeah,
And then they did something like that. That'd be awesome.
that would be so cool. That'd be so cool to do. But yeah, I overall,
Yeah, but
I
they did
really
a good
liked-
job. They did a very good job.
And then speaking of events that occurred in Nassau, I see it in the chat, but the Disney Wish had a very interesting occurrence.
Wow.
That was the funniest. We were cracking up the whole time. It was like ear shattering. Like you know
I think I'm still
how
deaf from that.
like on your Apple Watch it'll say, "Oh, you're in a very loud environment. This may damage your ears for extended
It
periods
said
of
that.
times." Yeah, we all got that pretty quickly. It was like your sound readings are over 112 decibels. Like you should limit your time in this loud area.
And it's funny because they did the Star Wars horn and it worked perfectly. It was fine. And
And
then a minute or two later they tried to do it again and they got to the first note and then it got stuck.
Yeah, so the horn on the Disney Wish got stuck open, or I don't know, like sound on. Yeah, literally. And so it was, instead of like do 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 do, it was like do do.
And it just kept going.
It
And eventually it started
kept
to get like
going.
quieter.
Yeah, it literally like it just started. It sounded like it was just running out of juice almost. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what it like powers off, if it's like compressed air. I don't know how horns work.
Whatever
but-
it was, it wasn't working.
But yeah, it like literally was just stuck on and just slowly faded out like it was running out of the juice. It was stuck for probably a good 15 minutes at least.
Because we went in to eat in the Windjammer and it was still going.
We could hear it.
So who
It was
knows how long- yeah.
hilarious. We could hear it through like that thick glass and all that. So it
Yeah,
just
that was interesting.
it was, oh my god, it was the funniest thing. I mean, we all had shorts and TikToks and everything like that we uploaded. But there was a TikTok that was going around recently, and I think it kind of went viral, but it was like somebody, oh, it's 2 a.m. and they're like, the Disney Wish sound, like the horn sounds. And I remember sending it to everybody, it's like, this is such BS. Like, this doesn't even sound like the Wish's horn. This isn't the right sound, the right pitch, nothing like that. Now it makes sense.
It was real.
That was definitely real. It was probably just
And if
muffled.
it wasn't real, then that guy is like from the future or something.
Yeah. Like it was like, oh, it's not the right pitch or whatever, but it's probably muffled because it was on the inside. But now that I've like witnessed that firsthand, like that's definitely legit. And that's even funnier now. Cause like when it took like, a good 30 seconds and I go, oh my God, the horn actually is broken. Like it was in that video. That was the
Yeah, it was
funniest
crazy.
thing. We were cracking up.
People
They're
are
like,
walking around the deck like this, and
yeah. There's like, a little kid with his ice cream in his hand, like trying to save his ice cream, but like, ah! It was funny. Like we were cracking up and all the other people were like with their hands over their ears, like, what are these idiots laughing at?
yeah, they don't get it.
Like some lady actually walked up to us and like, what's so funny? And like, the horn's broken. She goes, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Classic.
It's like, yeah, like if you knew the issue or like what was happening, then it was funny. If you didn't, you're like, what's going on?
For real.
But yeah, it was a funny thing. But yeah, that was so overall. I mean, Nassau, we had a pretty good time. I
Yes,
think
great day.
Great day. For a day that was supposed to be pretty uneventful, it ended up being very eventful, and it was very
Yeah.
good day that we had. In
Yeah, it was
Nassau.
awesome.
Yeah, I love Nassau. I'd like to go back now, or I'm looking forward to going back on Utopia now.
Yep.
And then now we'll transition into Coco Cay. We went to, what is it, Hideaway Bay or Hideaway Beach? I don't remember it. It's one of the two.
Whatever the new adult area is.
Oh my God, that place is amazing.
So nice.
And if you book it pre-cruise, it's like we paid $30 for it. Like, yeah, it's probably kind of crummy that you have to pay money to go to an adults only area. But when you have the same thing, but there's kids involved, and you're saying, oh, if you pay $30, you don't have to deal with kids, and it's more of an adult atmosphere.
A lot better than it sounds.
It's a lot better than it sounds. I will gladly pay $30. I will gladly go back on Utopia. I will gladly go back on Oasis, paying $30 each time.
Yes.
Like that was awesome. Not only is there a giant pool, they have their own snack bar, which we love the snack bars in Coco Cay. They have a pizza place, which is essentially Sorrento's, but
that was the best.
you don't get that on any other part of Coco Cay.
Nope.
But you get a little pizza place, which is nice. There's cabanas as well, like the South Beach cabanas that I've done in the past. Like there's stuff like that there, which that would be so much. I know it's like $1,200 or $1,300, but like we should totally do that on Star. Like since there's like a lot of us going,
I'm down.
that would
I'll
be
split it with
awesome.
everyone.
That was awesome. Like that would be so cool. And like the cabanas are huge.
Yeah,
too.
they're really big.
Like the ones that we had in South Beach were pretty big or pretty good size, but these ones here were massive. Like these are very big cabanas, which is really neat. We didn't stay in one, but
No.
yeah,
We were under that like tiki hut thing where the bar was, which was really nice.
Yeah, if there's any advice I have for Hideaway, it's that get there early, because then you can claim one of the couches that are underneath. Not only are they 5 feet from a bar, but they're underneath. They're underneath the actual roof, to where you don't have to worry about all the sun, getting out umbrella, things like that.
Right.
So we got a really good spot. We got there bright early, but it was really cool.
It was worth it though.
And it's an infinity pool, which is cool.
Yeah, we were heckling people playing cornhole.
That was the funniest thing. The guy even was like, "Bro, I'm getting heckled over here."
Yeah, he liked it though.
we weren't like being mean or anything like that. We were just messing with the guy, but it was so funny. Like we were, anytime he was like, you hit the board, he'd be like, "Oh," and then we all be like, "Ah!" Yeah, we'd go the air ball. the guy was cool. We ended up hanging out with him in the pool a little bit too later on, but it was funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the pool. There's a bar on the outside of it, like where the couches are, things like that, which is nice. So if you're struggling to get a spot, like because there's a swim up bar, sometimes it can get pretty crowded in that little spot. So sometimes it takes a little bit to get a drink. But honestly, if you walk like 10 feet and go around, you can just walk right up to the bar, grab a drink, get back in the pool.
Yeah, there was no one on the dry side of the bar, so like you said, you can just walk up and get whatever, which was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. So like whenever we were outside of the pool, it was pretty quick and easy to grab something. But there is a swim up bar, which is really cool. There's little tables inside the pool as well, so kind of like the bar stools, which is really neat.
That was nice.
Yeah, so like we actually had like a table inside the pool at one point, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I noticed, I think there's a second pool. I don't know if it's just for the cabana people, but I noticed there was a second pool kind of like further down.
I didn't notice that.
And then, we didn't really go over that direction or anything like that.
That's true.
But we also have a cove, like the ocean area too, like an actual beach, like tons of chairs. We had
hundreds.
Like we had 2 pretty good sized ships there. Like the only other thing that probably would have made it a little like more crowded was if we had gotten a Oasis class, like replace one of the 2 ships that they were there where with an Oasis class. Like that was really the only way to make it busier there, and there really weren't that many people there.
Yeah, no, it was,
and it's probably where part of the price tag comes into play too. Like if you pay the $30, not only gonna not get kids, but you're also going to get a semi-exclusive area to where you're not going to have that many people.
Right.
Because there are some people that are going to say, I'm not paying $30 just to go adults only. Like, to me, I'm in.
Yeah, especially after doing it the other day.
Right, yeah. And it's definitely a more adult atmosphere, too. There
Oh yeah,
was quite the show that was being pulled off by a group of...
definitely not for kids.
Yeah. There's definitely a nice show being put on over by the DJ booth by a group of lovely ladies.
Lovely lady. Thank you.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. But
what a day.
what a day. But yeah, we had a great time there. It was overall like very, very nice. And honestly, for $30, I will absolutely go back there. It was really fun.
Yes.
We'll definitely have to do that on Oasis. We will definitely do that on Oasis.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
Utopia, I'll be with my family, so I don't know what we're gonna do there. If we're just gonna chill. But Oasis, when we're together, we are absolutely doing that.
For sure. It's gonna be so busy there that day. Allure is gonna be there.
What Allure and oh my
And
god,
Oasis.
that's gonna be so cool. Oasis and Allure together.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be
busy.
so cool. You know, as frequently as it's happened, which is like one time, the double Oasis Class days in Coco K. That's gonna both times I go there, like the rest of the year, like the last 2 times I go there, the rest of this year, it's gonna happen both times.
Same. I'm gonna have Harmony when I go on Utopia.
Yeah, Utopia, I'm gonna have. I guess I have Allure both times actually. Utopia,
Yeah.
I have Allure, and on Oasis we have Allure.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Double Oasis Class days are gonna become so frequent now that there's multiple on those 3 nights, and just the fact that there's
Crazy.
6 of them.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be a very good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think we got about a good 10 minutes left or so here of the podcast. Was there anything in general that stood out to you throughout the cruise?
It's a good question. Anything stand out? Well, I don't know how to answer this. I don't know. I don't remember. There was a lot of drinking. I'm sorry if your parents are still on here, but no, not really. I mean, besides like the day in Nassau with all those extra
Yeah.
trips coming in, but
That was super cool.
yeah, I mean, other than that, and well, okay, well, considering it was spring break, it did not feel like that on the ship.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wondering if maybe
I'll say that.
the 3 nights, because it was coming back on a Monday, had anything to play into that.
Maybe.
But it really didn't feel like a spring break cruise or anything like that.
No.
Like,
It
there was a
didn't.
lot of
And the nice
younger
thing-
people on there, but they really weren't anything. It wasn't a bigger party crowd or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. No. Definitely not. So that was definitely good. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that really stood out to me. I thought it would be a little bit more, more kids and stuff, but there wasn't. I mean, there definitely were kids, just not like spring break crowd type.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed on Icon is they kind of made that ship a little too kid friendly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know, if there's anybody that's listening, I apologize, but like the annoying parents that carry around their kids like in giant wagons around Disney
Hate
World.
that. Hate it.
That was happening. Like, there was people on Icon doing that.
I'm sure.
Like 2 or 3 kids inside a giant pull behind, like, those little wagons that you pull behind you. Like, that's annoying in a theme park. I can only imagine, like, being a guest, having like deal with people like walking in front of you with like screaming kids inside of a wagon. Like, come on. But like,
Yeah.
that was one thing. Like with Icon, they just made it a little too kid friendly. Surfside was, honestly, I like Boardwalk a little bit better. And it's not me just like complaining like, oh, I just like kids, things like that. It's more of just like, it's, that's not really ever been Royal Caribbean's audience.
Right.
Small kids.
This is a recent update.
This is a recent up and coming trend that I've noticed at Royal Caribbean that I'm not a huge fan of. And like little kids have never been a big trend, like, going on cruises in general.
Right.
But recently, like Royal Caribbean's always doing like these kids sail free, this and that. Like they probably need to relax a little bit on that. Like
Agreed.
honestly, like I love it. I loved sailing as a kid. I'm probably one of the very few kids that actually cruised a lot while growing up. So I'm very thankful for that. But I was also, not to pull my own, well, not to toot my own horn here, but I was also kind of well behaved. I never like screamed or anything like that. But like there's some loud kids.
Oh yeah, screw that.
Like there's like the well behaved kids, and then there's the kids that are like just screaming and crying all the time. And of course, like it happens. They're kids. But yeah, it's just a trend that I've noticed with Royal Caribbean that I'm just like, I don't know.
Right.
But it wasn't much of a problem on Liberty. I noticed a couple small kids on Liberty, but on Icon there was a lot of very young kids.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, other than like the the normal amount, it wasn't too bad, which was nice.
Yeah, for sure. It was very good. And then let's see. How was the arrival into Port Everglades? Saw a Viking ship with you guys. Yeah, that was.
Yes.
What did we come in at, like 4:00 in the morning?
It was very early. I think we were alongside the pier by like 5-ish. So it was an early morning. I'm still not recovered from it.
Definitely had to drag me out of bed that morning.
Yeah.
a few of us in the group actually were like, nah. Actually, no, it was just Caleb. Caleb literally was just like, nah, I'm going to bed. and stayed in.
It was cool though.
It was nice. Cool.
We were the first ones in, and then the Viking ship came in after.
Mm-hmm.
But it was nice. I mean, those were the only two ships there. And it's nice to go into 18. I love that terminal.
It was the Viking Sky?
I don't know. Star, maybe? Viking Star?
One of the two. It's the... Yeah.
Let's see if I can look it up here.
I don't remember. It was the Sky or the Star?
Yes,
it's one
Viking
of their...
Star. Viking Star.
I think Sky was the one that had that like issue back in, what was it, 2020 or 2021?
Yeah, it was like stuck off the coast.
It was like stuck off the coast. Like they lost power in the middle of a storm. They got blown in. Yeah, like that's immediately what I thought it was, because it's the same class. But I was like,
right.
Yeah, it was cool to see a ship like that though.
Yes, very cool. And it came in right at 19, so it was like right next to us.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So with closing statements, out of 10, what would you rate the Liberty of the Seas?
The ship or the whole trip?
Do a rating for both.
For the ship,
and then would you sail again?
Okay, I would sail again, 100%. The ship is great. I would give it a 7.5 just on the ship, because it is, you can start to kind of see its age. It needs a couple updates. The cruise itself was like a 9. I mean, I don't know if it could have gotten much more perfect. I mean, we had our friends there. We had a great line. It ended up being great lineups. I mean, obviously Fort Lauderdale wasn't that crazy, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a great cruise. It was a great weekend.
Yeah, honestly, I guess, so my side of it, I mean, I would absolutely sail on her again. I mean, Liberty is one of my favorite ships. I love that ship. And it feels like Allure in a sense that it's kind of like that time capsule still.
Yeah.
It hasn't been updated just yet. So I do like that aspect of it. As much as I love the updated ships, I like how the kind of classic feel that Liberty has, kind of like Allure does right now. So in that sense, I really like her for that. But I would absolutely sail on her again. I mean, I'd sail on her every weekend if I could.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, honest, like being completely honest. I mean, yeah, most ships would be like that, but I absolutely would. Like, I love that class of ship. I love the Freedom class so much. Like, I could spend 2 nights on a Freedom class. I could spend 10 nights on a Freedom class. Like, there's just the perfect amount of stuff to do to where, like, yeah, you can get most of it done in a weekend, but at the same time, like, over the span of, 9 or 10 days, you probably, could get everything in easily within the span of 9 to 10 days too.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
There's plenty to do, and it's a perfect size. It's not too big, but it's not small. Hard to believe that 2008 that was the largest ship in the world.
It's insane.
Insane to
And they
think
were like
about.
big at the time too.
They were
now they're like
they
a
were
medium
massive.
now.
Yeah, they were massive when they came out. I mean, obviously the biggest in
Yeah.
the world, but like there wasn't much that came close to them.
Right.
But yeah, I would absolutely sail on Liberty again. I hope that we do sail on her again. Maybe once she gets upgraded, maybe
I'm
we'll
sure
sail
we
on her.
will.
I'm sure we'll sail
Yeah.
on her and Allure once they get upgraded.
Let's plan on that.
Okay, well that's on the list.
Perfect.
That's on the
Fourth
list.
time on the Allure.
We're going on Allure and we're going on Liberty when they both get upgraded. Don't know where they're
Yeah, so
going.
stay tuned.
We're gonna figure that out.
Yes.
So, but the ship itself, I would give probably, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Like you mentioned, it does show its age and it does show that it's probably getting up there and needing a dry dock soon.
Yeah.
But overall, like it wasn't bad. It's actually in very good shape. Like when you take that into consideration, most ships are in a lot worse shape.
Yeah.
Like-
and when we say she's starting to show her age, it's not like you walk on board and you're like, oh my God, she needs a dry dock. It's just little things where you're walking
Like-
around and you're like, oh, like this needs to be fixed, or oh, look at that. But
Like on like
nothing major.
my first reaction, like, getting in there, I mean, it was the same last time. Probably, just, about a year and a half later on, but, things change every year and a half. But like my first reaction was like, she probably needs some new carpet.
Yeah, that'll be one of the main things they fix whenever she goes into dry dock.
Right, exactly. Like that was really the main thing that stood out to me. Like, honestly, the crew were very friendly. They were very, very good. They were very nice. Our room lady was really nice too. She's actually going in the Independence.
She was
soon.
great.
Oh, she was
She's on
so
vacation
funny.
right now.
Yeah, our room steward actually got off the ship the same day as us.
Yes. And what'd she say, June for Independence, something like that? May or June?
Yes, I think so.
Something like that. So she'll be on Independence.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. But yeah, she was really nice. I mean, the Johnny Rockets people, the wait staff were very nice. Everybody on that ship was really nice as far as the crew. Like sometimes you'll run into the occasional rude crew member, or you just not so friendly service, or maybe
Right.
just a little bit slower. But like everybody was on the ball. Everybody was very happy to take care of you, smile on your face,
Yep.
things like that. So, I love to see that, and I'm glad that despite all of that, despite maybe needing a dry dock here soon, which I know she is, but overall, she was in very good shape, and I really enjoyed my time on Liberty.
Yes, great weekend.
And as far as I guess my rating out of 10, I definitely would give it a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I mean, that was the five of us. Well, I guess 6 if you include Alex and I guess her dad too. That was a very fun time. Like everybody getting all of us together, just hanging out, ship spotting for an entire week. I had a great lineup, great weekends. 4 ship spotting with ship spotting friends, things like that. It made it really, really fun. Like that'll probably go down as one of the better cruises we've done.
For sure.
Like looking back, we'll be like, all right, that one time when there was like 5 or 6 of us that went out there, and we ended up having the symphony dock next to us, and we were like, where the heck did the magic come from?
Awesome.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's a very memorable cruise. Like we had a great time.
For sure.
But yeah.
That's it, man.
That
was it. It was a great cruise.
Fantastic cruise. Liberty is a fantastic ship. I'm jealous that my parents are doing her for 9 nights out of New York.
Must be
I would
nice.
love to go on that ship for a night. I would love to do a Freedom class for more than 3 nights. Which, I mean, I did Freedom originally, like when she first came out for 7, but like I'd love to do a very long cruise on a Freedom class just to do it. But yeah, she's
Definitely.
anyways. So yeah. Great time, great weekend, great ship, great memories, all of that fun stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's podcast. Of course, we will do we did a day late this week, but we will do a podcast every Wednesday at 6:30 live stream here on YouTube. And then, of course, we are uploaded to Spotify and Apple Podcasts the following morning. So whichever platform you're listening or watching on, thank you for hanging out to this point. And we'll see you guys next week. And stay tuned for all the videos coming out from not only me, Justin, Tyler, who's not here, Caleb, and Jerry, who are also not here. Lots of cruise vlog content, ship spotting content from the Liberty Seas coming out from a couple different channels here very soon. So I hope you guys are very excited for that. Anyways, We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
I ended the call. Bye, guys.